Hey there, Keegan again, partially zombified. I meant to pause the video last time and I stopped it. So now we're in part two to finish up the zombie tutorial. Alright, so we got the base, we got the kind of darkened eyes, we got some bluish purple lips, got a few sores and some like rotten stuff on the face. Alright, so I went to get a mirror so I can see better what I'm doing. Got a tiny little detailed round brush here. I'm using some black and some red. I'm going to do these little red spots. I'm going to give them a little bit of a shadow. I'm just going around the bottom and I'm kind of just following the lines there just to make it stand out a little bit more. Try not to put the mirror in front of the video so you can still see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm not going to outline the top of them. So we're giving a shadow. So shadow usually means on the bottom. It means from opposite side of wherever your light's coming from. So our light's coming from the top, shadow's going to be on the bottom. It's a pretty general, easy way if you're not used to shadows and highlights, best way to think about it. Alright, again, just adding these dark things. I like to do this little thing where I kind of like tap as I'm dragging the brush down. I'm sort of tapping it. It kind of gives a cool effect, almost like little splotches of skin that have come off or little blood splatters, or I'm not even sure what they're supposed to be, but it ends up making it look cool. See how those stand out a lot more? We're also going to do maybe like a slight little crack. So you just sort of let the brush move in your hand. You can twist it by rolling your fingers and get a little, yeah, looking pretty gross. I'm going to do that down here too. If you're a zombie, you got no blood pumping, you got no fluid in your body, your skin's going to be pretty dry and gross, right? Right. Alright, so since this is just the first time of me doing this, and this is a basic zombie, there's a lot of stuff we could do to this. Recommendation, red lip liner pencil, right on the inside of the waterline there. It's going to give your eyes a bloodshot look. Second recommendation, they have tooth black, and they have a brownish color. I think it's usually called nicotine. They've got a green color. You put that stuff on your teeth, that's going to make your zombie a lot more awesome. I am going to do a couple more things. This is a stipple sponge. It's very porous. It's kind of rough. That kind of gives a cool texture, sort of like that mottled, rotten look. I'm going to dip that right into my black paint. And I'm going to kind of go, let's see, use my mirror again, right on top of where we did those sores, just to give them a little texture. They're a little dirty. You see that? I like this too because you can scrape, you can drag a little. Let's do right here on the cheekbone, right? So we're going to go tap, and then drag. Now I got some road rash there. You do that up here on the forehead too. Go tap, and then we're going to drag. Like that little draggy thing. Right over the eyebrow. Right into that eyeball. Alright, getting there. Okay, now, just to finish it off, I think the eyes need to be a little deeper, a little darker. Mixing up some purple, mixing up some black. Gonna go real close. Gonna do kind of eyeliner, but I'm making it messy. So think eyeliner, but think the messiest, you just drink 10 cups of coffee, wiggly hand kind of eyeliner, right? Can you see how messy that is? Cool. Do the other eye. See how I'm tapping instead of dragging? Dragging is going to give us a nice pretty line, but we're going to tap and get it all messy and rough looking. Kind of gross, right? Kind of nasty. Alright, and now normally you wouldn't do the top first and then look up. We're kind of wanting messy, so it's okay. I'm going to look up. It's probably going to get some of my liner up there, but that's okay because we are zombies. I'm really messy. So I just did the line, which was wet. I'm coming back in real soft tapping with my finger. Cool. Now you see how much deeper, darker this guy looks than that guy. That guys being my eyeballs. I don't know why they're called guys now, but whatever. Alright, you can do this with red and purple if the black is too deep and dark for you. Alright. Now, one of my favorite things to do, if you have fake blood, obviously that's a great idea. If you don't, just overly wet your red paint. See, I've kind of made a little pool in there. Normally that's a bad idea. Right now, what I'm going to do with it, it kind of is exactly what I want. So I'm just spraying my little water in there a whole lot, super, super wet. And I'm going to come like this, and I'm going to go tap, 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 tap. You see that blood splatter? Gross. All right, so I'm going to do that around the lips too, as if I just bit into something juicy and spray it all over me. Careful of your surroundings though. This will get all over my laptop. This I got all over my phone before, so make sure things that you don't want paint on them are not nearby. Cover them up with something otherwise. Granted, it's water-based paint, but still, kind of a mess to clean up. All right, we're going to do it by the mouth. A lot of people have a lot of other ways to do that splatter effect. I'm not great at them, especially on myself. Other people, you can kind of take this and sort of flick it towards them. Some people use a glossy business card and they'll put the paint on there and flick it towards their victim's face. I'm not great at it, so I do it the messy way and just clean up afterwards. Now while I still have this super, super wet paint, I'm going to come up here on this wound and I'm just going to kind of dab until it starts dripping by itself. You see that? It's slowly dripping. Letting something drip on its own, I think, works better than actually making drips. Never looks quite real if you make them. Alright, I think I am a zombie, so I'm going to look like I've also been coughing up blood, so I'm going to put a little bit more black on the lips. Alright. Again, I'm dot, dot, dot. As I draw my arm down, I'm dabbing and dotting. I think that's pretty creepy. One last thing that I did not do in the beginning, I did the little shading on the cheeks. If you're wearing a costume where your neck shows, you're going to want to do that on your neck as well. You're going to want to do the bruises. I'm going to do real quick. If you turn your head one side, turn your head the other side, you can usually see the tendons. If someone's looking up like this, they sort of disappear. So have them look down and to the side. That's where the tendons are going to be visible. That's where you're going to do some shadows and shading. I got to get better at this mirror painting stuff, huh? So you can see what I mean by that. Just kind of shading and shadowing. There's usually a dip right there where your collarbone is. So you're going to shade that also. That's just going to add to the look that you're very, very thin. You're a zombie. You're wasting away. It's going to make everything that sticks out, like your collarbones and your tendons, appear to stick out even more than they naturally already do, right? Cool. You're going to do under the collarbone as well. Let's try and fix that lighting. Apologize. I will work on the lighting and get that by the next time I make a video. Alright, so this is a basic, pretty fast, pretty simple zombie. Again, you can rim this inner line here with a red. I suggest red, not black, because it's going to make you look more creepy. Black will be dramatic, but it's going to look a little bit more like pretty makeup. If you want really, really gross, do it in red. Purple would work as well, but red's the best. Put the color on your teeth, because you smile like this, you don't look so scary anymore with those pretty white teeth. That's pretty much it. Contact lenses. One final touch. Figure this still belongs. I mean, we're doing a basic zombie, but some blood works well. I really like the thick blood. It tends to not drip, which I like. I'm just going to kind of cake it on toward the bottom. It's like a gel. It's very, like it says, it's thick. It doesn't move. I like that. Everywhere I have red here, I'm just going to put a tiny thin layer of this stuff so it's got that shine. See how much better that looks? I do suggest only putting the blood on top of places that you have red paint, because it's going to make your paint and your blood both look a lot more realistic. Alright, and I'm using a gross old brush that had gotten kind of nasty from using some latex in it. Alright. Well, then you let your hair down, you get your contacts in, you get your gross teeth. And you're a pretty gross zombie. Thanks for watching, guys. Your tips and suggestions are welcome. Promise I'll get better as I go. Thanks again.